Oh yeah, Rome shares Reforge. That's why I know.
Ah, okay.
Okay, our apricorns are planted.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
I got.
see something to mine.
I'll be right back.
No, you're not.
We
I'm
already,
in
we
Destiny
already
for a
found a
bit.
mining area.
Fall pasture hit the building, top of slope. Okay. It don't fit. Doesn't fit. Ugh. Welcome to my temporary abode. Please make yourself at home while I put on some tea. I prefer coffee myself, but alright.
Ah, a wonderful aroma. I feel more relaxed already.
Damn, they freaking playing
Would that I had
answers.
sweetmeats to offer, but I travel light out of habit. There's plenty of hot water though, so please have as much tea as you like. Now then, will you tell us your tale?
Fucking playing answers in the background. Sheesh. These aren't all incorrect. Ah, man, I forgot to switch back to my Reaper. Fuck. Oh well.
Why don't you start from the beginning?
Maybe I should have started with the shards.
Preposterous. Utterly preposterous. While not the words I would have chosen, I too have my doubts. Much of it borders on the incredulous. What of you, Vanar?
Not knowing the precise details of the first final days, it is difficult to determine the veracity of the tale. Supposing it is all true, I must ask myself why I would do what I did. why would I feel I had no recourse but to oppose the 14 and create this Hydaelyn? Circumstances change, of course, but it would not have been an easy decision regardless. No, there must have been a reason. One compelling enough to force me to take such drastic measures. Then there is the Elpis flower, which I said would serve as a guide. That it's of import to your mission is plain, but your presence here leads me to believe that this place also holds significance. But what could it be? What are we meant to accomplish?
Might it not be simply thus? In the future whence he came, the final days could not be averted. Mankind has no choice but to flee the star. By alerting us to that eventuality, perhaps you wish to pave the way for other futures.
Theoretically speaking, it is a possibility. Yet if that were my primary objective, I see no reason to guide our friend to Elpis specifically. The capital and Amarot, or even my own home would be more logical destinations.
Maybe this is the first place where it happens? I don't know.
True, true. I note also that Hydaelyn did not specify a point in time to which he must return. By this, it may be inferred that it was not critical that we should meet.
Alternately, she had reason to believe that our paths would converge, coincidental though it may seem.
This is quite a puzzle, and we do not have all the pieces.
Hardly any, but we do have one immutable fact. If the final days are indeed as described, they will bring death to all that I hold dear. Yet despite being afforded long years of preparation, the only provisions I could make were for flight. Nay, my first and foremost endeavor would be to find a way to forestall the coming doom.
Given that even the 14 failed, mayhap you deemed it impossible.
Nothing is impossible. This I have always believed. And if Hydaelyn is indeed me, she would believe the same.
Okay.
Listen to yourself. Are you seriously entertaining the notion that you are a messianic figure in some far-fetched tale? Well, I will not. I refuse to accept that our world could be undone by some unforeseen calamity. I also take offense to my portrayal as a megalomaniacal madman. To sacrifice oneself for the star is a noble act, and I would hold those who gave themselves to this zodiac in the highest esteem. Yet, you claim I recreated Amarot and populated it with phantoms of our people? A bizarre indulgence that would be insulting to their memory. Worse still, I even invited you there. Literally invited my own downfall. Why would I do something so idiotic and inexplicable? Now, I will allow that the hypothetical task of restoring our world would be daunting in the extreme. The thought of having to bear such a burden for 1,000 lives horrifies me. But I would never forsake my duty. I would never forsake my brethren. You do not know me. I've had my fill of your fiction. I will return to my duty and you will not bother me again. MSQ, wait!
You've seen much of Elpis already. If you have any observations to share, I should like to hear them.
Hmm. I want to say this, but no, I'm still trying to make sense of it.
I see. Then for now, it might be best that we follow your lead and investigate he who will become Fandaniel. And if Dynamis is the selfsame energy as Akasha, as it likely seems, we would do well to learn more about it. With that settled, it is time for action. The missing pieces of the puzzle are here, I'm certain of it. And when you find them, the picture my future self has painted will be complete, and you will have your answer. Now suffice it to say, I will aid you in your quest. Have faith. If MSQ is the man Azum described to me, we've not seen the last of him.
Oh fuck, do we get to fucking meet our past self? That'd be pretty cool. I'm gonna switch back to Reaper. Begin our investigations. Yep. I'm acquainted with Hermes, but only as a visitor. Visitor received by the chief overseer of Elpis. Of the man himself, I know only that which is common knowledge. Let's suggest that we fall back on the tried and true method of conversing with the locals. Observers who live here can surely tell us more of Hermes and Edeon. Excuse me. I have a good idea of where we might begin. Let's see.
Auto first that we're gonna do was mechanical anvil.
You can do that. I'm just gonna leave for now. See the woman standing in front of the yonder building. What does it mean? She's the one who made arrangements for my stay, and from what I recall, she held her position here for quite some time. Chances are that she could provide us with some insights. I want to ask her questions, and I'll help with drawing out answers if need be, but I leave the choice of topic up to you. Alright. Questions from me. Well, I suppose I have no other pressing duties at the moment. Well, event cannot be skipped. Okay. My friend here is desperately curious about Chief Hermes, and I was wondering if you might indulge him. Okay, cool. What do you wish to know? What kind of person is he? I can only answer from my own experience, but describe him as a quiet man, reserved, you might say, and occasionally somewhat poor with his choice of words. His nature, however, does not prevent him from carrying out his duty as chief overseer. Man is a walking archive when it comes to life forms. He can discuss any species in incredible detail. fleeing authority on concepts with the power of flight. Any other questions? Of Medion's abilities. It's no secret that she's a highly unusual familiar. Of late, Chief often makes his rounds with her like a mother raising her chick. I understand that she's able to read emotions and communicate directly with one's mind. Exactly how she was created with that talent, however, it's a mystery to me. My apologies, I wish I could explain her nature in more depth. I have not the occasion to discuss it with... Yeah, okay. I'll just go with that. Known for many years, though I cannot say we're close. He never withheld information to the detriment of our duties. Okay. Seems that we've veered slightly off course. Timaeus. Okay. Find him conducting observations on the banks of the stream somewhere to the east. Unless you take a particular joy in rambling discourse, I suggest you keep your questions concise. Okay, maybe my choice of question was a bit off in the last one. Okay, let me talk to you again. Mayor's proposed that we split up. She continued making inquiries with resident observers. If you could track down a colleague that she mentioned. Well, I did feel compelled to interject once or twice during the previous conversation. You seem more incapable of drawing forth the answers you seek. I'll ask that you watch your footing around the stream. We can meet back here once you finish speaking with Timaeus. Okay. Where do I go? You said to the east or something? Oh, okay. This way. Yes, I'm Tomas, but keep your voice down. You'll startle the birds. Flying duty cannot be skipped, yeah, sure. What is it that you wish to speak about? Or are these? Those beings which soar through clouds, majestic and graceful, are ever a favorite of creators. Even now, so many horizons in existence, the flood of newly imagined concepts continues unabated. I don't know. What sets a chief's creations apart, however, is how they benefit from his boundless knowledge of the celestial realm. Birds that climb so high that they might disappear from view. Others which traverse boundaries, the boundless sky in moments, and all without writing cranes. I know of none save he who can conceive of such marvels. Even we who prize elegance of form above all else are dumbfounded by his genius. Plagiarize. I take up the threads of creation, begin to weave. I must do so in the belief that I am giving birth to something beautiful. If in my heart I knew I was appropriating another's inspiration. Okay, maybe that was the wrong one. Ah, fuck. Therefore, this admiration me on as a concept, I've made a conscious effort not to delve too deeply in the inner workings of her nature. Though she has a gift for communicating via emotions, otherwise her abilities are a mystery to me. Chief Hermes should choose to submit her concept to the bureau, then will his register for public scrutiny. Analyze a colleague's creation before that step is frowned upon, say the least. Of course, if it came to me, fellow artisan looking for advice, that'd be an entirely different story. Those terms do sound vague familiar. Was there not a flower made here in Elpis which exhibit properties of one or the other? It's been centuries since I last heard of anyone speak of such things. Has there been a resurgence in interest? No, apparently. Why bring up the subject? I'm flattered that you sought out my insight, but I cannot afford to neglect my duties for the sake of idle chatter. I must return my observation. Surely you have your own tasks to attend to. Damn, okay, well. That imitating question was not the right move. Well. He still did eventually talk about Medion's abilities and whatever, so. Assuming that's the question we were supposed to ask. Good time. I finished my own investigation not too long ago. Have you any new findings to share? So you're an expert in the field, has little understanding of Medion's capabilities, let alone an awareness of Dynamis. Questions result in much of the same answers. Hermes' colleagues view Medion as a personal project, and could provide no details beyond those which you just told me. This leads me to believe that the only person with significant knowledge of Dynamis is Hermes himself. We have made some progress here, but more information is needed if we are to reach any definitive conclusions. Okay. Witnessed a spectacle. Ironwood head. Gear coffer. Pretty sure I have this already. Let's see. At present strongest link we have to the final days is the power of Dynamis and the intellecties which can control it. Yet most scholars only vaguely aware of the terms, let alone study them in any depth, except for Hermes. Thus I'm inclined to stay our current course and learn all we can about the Chief Overseer and his familiar. On that subject, was there aught else of note that you could tell me about Medion aside from your unorthodox method of communication? A few of our sisters were created to journey to the stars and search for intelligent life. True. I rather wished you had mentioned that earlier. In any event, would you care to elaborate? I don't think I can elaborate any further than that. So these siblings of hers now travel a great expanse in search of deeper meaning. Thank you. Though the mystery at hand remains unresolved, I feel that you've touched upon a vital clue, one that we should keep in mind as we continue. Next, I propose we take ourselves to the crystalline something, I don't know, not far from here. Follow the path to the west, but you went east. If Medion has sisters that were sent to travel to other worlds, have we met one of her sisters in the source and or on the first? Can't remember. I don't think we have. This tower and the one further along are both part of Repetia Crystalline? Repetia? I don't know. Facility where they archive all of Elpis' observational and testing records. Despite how they appear from the outside, the interior is actually a vast area of magically interconnected spaces, which, while fascinating, is not the reason that we are here. Nope. I should cut my architectural lesson short, see what those two archivists have to share. If you could find someone to speak with over at the other tower, I shall join you there anon. Alright. Excuse me. You have questions for me? Certainly. Just a moment while I conclude my current appointment. Indeed, so if we could provide a comprehensive log of those behaviors, we should then have sufficient data for our official records. Alright. Now, what was it that you wish to speak with me about? Chief Overseer's personal research project, and by that you assume you mean Medion. Such undocumented studies are difficult to track. After all, hardly a day goes past without seeing a researcher trailed by one creation or another. I'm afraid I can't tell you exactly when Medion appeared, only that she now spends much of her time at Chief Hermes' side. Although I do recall an interesting tale my dearest Galeen shared with me. Galeen is my partner and fellow researcher here at Elpis. She was returning late one night when she caught sight of Chief Hermes sending Medion heavensward. Host of them. Several days she would speak of that scene with wonder, describing it as one of the most beautiful spectacles that she'd ever witnessed. It sounds like a story I'd like to hear. Mr. Fana, I thought you'd already returned to the surface. For me, I thank you again for your invaluable contribution to our concept placement proposal. Pray do not mention it. As you say, my original plan was to leave after a task, but I've since become engrossed with Chief Hermes' research. Did you favor me with a retelling of the site which so delayed your Galeen? Of course, so would you, or you could hear it from her lips directly if you prefer. At present, she should be observing a subject in wherever that place is. Does enjoy her time there watching the sea creatures hunt and play, gazing upon the salty waters of the world's oceans, recreated in such sublime detail. Imagine you must find similar joy in indulging your boundless curiosity. You know such pursuits must continually and regretfully delay your return to the star. Indeed they do. 'Tis a rest well deserved and long overdue, I should think. And greatly have we prospered for the wisdom you accumulated during your travels as a Sam. Or Asm. What would Elpis be without your earlier academic work? Theories you developed served as the basis of many techniques still in use today. Man is a creature of contemplation, but none embodied that nature with as much enduring passion as you. I dare say that there is not a soul alive more worthy of a return. I shall rejoice the day you depart on your final journey. I will be honored, it says. Oh, shall we take this opportunity to meet with... Yep. Then allow me to reconfigure the door to the archives here. It'll take you to the Skyway and spare you the need to avoid hostile concepts on the ground. Okay. I've opened the pathway to open the path to Skyway. Once you pass through the door, simply walk straight across the next tower and ask for admittance to the upper tier. Upon arriving at the upper tier, walk straight across the Skyway and you'll find yourself at the entrance to whatever that is. She'll be here to share her tale with you, I'm sure. Alright. Oh, okay. Just put this straight here. Cool. Oh, excuse me. Oh. Mistress Finat just passing through. Allow me to prepare the path. If you need further assistance, there's always an observer or two out on the upper Skyway. Just whooshes us to where we need to be, I suppose. Mistress Renaud, I was not told to expect. We would have prepared an official welcome. Please, there's no need for fanfare. I only wish to speak with Galeen if that might be arranged. Yes, of course, I'll inform her immediately. But she may be engaged in a testing phase. You could be in for something of a wait. Shall I let her know your business is urgent? That won't be necessary. This lovely view keep us occupied until she's ready to receive us.
A delightful breeze and a breathtaking view. What is it like in the future? Is the world still a beautiful place?
I don't know about that.
Dark, hidden places, rife with danger. Those have an altogether different, but no less powerful sort of appeal. While we wait, will you not tell me about your adventures? Well, not the portentous events which led you here, but the simple delights all your own. By learning about the future world, I may gain insight into future me's plans. But more than that, I have an interest simply as a fellow traveler. Short of going somewhere oneself, there's naught more stirring than hearing another's account. Incredible. Would that I could have been there to see it. Yours is a harsh and unforgiving world. Yet in spite of this, your brethren hold fast to their virtue. To know that the light of mankind's potential still shines, even in that faraway place, it gives me heart. Thank you for regaling me with your tales. I will treasure every word. As you know, I was once a scholar. And among other things, I sought to understand the workings of the world. What exactly is ether? How formed the laws of nature? Whence sprung mankind? Riddles and mysteries beyond counting. Over the years, I have managed to find answers to some few of them. Yet rather than attain a sense of mastery, the more I understood, the more I came to hold the world and its miracles in awe. We too are miracles, each and every one of us, born of the warm breath of life that traverses the heavens, swirling through eternity. When I fully grasped the improbability of our existence, nothing felt impossible anymore. If it could be imagined, it could be done. A passion swelled within me, an epiphany dispelling all preconceptions of what was natural and true, and a presence without, immense yet intimate. Fate, perhaps, holding us in its tender embrace. as reassuring as it was intimidating. How keenly aware I became of creation's fragility, built as it is upon precarious happenstance. I was overcome with an irrepressible urge to know the world more intimately, to hear its voice, feel its breath. I ventured forth on a journey that very day, so very long ago now. Freed from presumption and prejudice, I saw the world through a newborn's eyes. Everything fresh and new, and so beautiful. Lands that stretched on forever. Skies one could drown in. The heartbeat of nature, silent yet strong. And amidst it all a people, beacons of light and life. Laughter that warmed my heart like naught else before. They are my meaning, and my purpose, my love. And so long as they need help, I cannot return to the star. Perhaps my future self is still waiting for it. The moment she can let go and walk unto the end. Safe in the knowledge that man will find his own way. You, who are our future, tell me this, and tell me true. Has your journey been good? Has it been worthwhile?
Pray forgive my lateness.
Damn.
My observation subject was rather irritable, and it took a while to settle it down.
No need to apologize. Your work takes precedence. Besides, we had a pleasant conversation in the meantime.
You're too kind. Now then, I'm told you wished to ask me some questions.
Indeed. I've an interest in one of Hermes' creations. Meteon. You witnessed a host of them take flight, yes?
Oh, that! Yes, I did. It was in the dark of the morn. I'd left the Thalassai after nocturnal observation. As I walked along, I spied a bright light climbing high into the southeastern skies. Then, in an instant, it was gone. Like a shooting star, only rising rather than falling. But then another shot up, then another, and another. Intrigued, I made my way to the edge to investigate. And who should I spy on an isle to the south but Hermes and Meteon, the Metea, rather. There were lots of them, and I realized they must be the shooting stars that I'd seen.
A dazzling spectacle indeed. Have you spoken with Hermes about this?
Oh, yes. The sight left such an impression on me that I approached him about his mystery project the very next day. Alas, he said that he couldn't reveal anything just yet, that he needed to conduct further tests. It shouldn't be long now, though. He often returns to that isle, and I have a feeling he's nearing a breakthrough.
Probably has some idea of the final days. Oh, excuse me.
Splendid. We are likewise eager for the details. Well, that is all we wish to ask. Thank you for taking the time to indulge our curiosity.
You're very welcome. It's always a pleasure to speak with other inquisitive souls. Oh, and will you be descending now? If so, I shall link the doors for you. Please.
It's another piece of the puzzle falls into place. From what we've learned thus far, I think we can safely conclude that Hermes hasn't been revealing details of his research to others, which suggests that either someone will appropriate his discoveries and make use of them, or that Hermes himself will have a hand in causing the final days. Oh. Since we have no reason yet to suspect the former, we should consider the latter the more likely possibility, proceeding under the assumption that our next step should be to divine why, or even if, he might desire such a terrible fate for our star. I should like to visit the site from which Hermes sent forth the Matea. If we are fortunate, we might find some hint of what drives his research of this. Of his. And said she spotted him to the southeast, rising from an isle she could see from the edge. We stand at the same vantage point. It should not prove too difficult to locate the site in question. Let's take a look. Yep. Let's see. Towards the south. Around there. Okay. Worthy of his back. Trying to figure out what that's supposed to be a pun for, but I don't know. Let's go around. Let's go around and not disturb this guy. I'd rather not get into any unnecessary fights or anything with any mobs out in the open. If I were conducting some mystery research, where would I go? That far off isle over there. It means to fly. It's quite a distance away. Nope. Convenient but hardly an insurmountable problem. To meet Argos. Oh, it's Argos. Friend, would you mind creating a double to carry me over to that island? Stubborn creatures, no place on there's no place on this great star we have not together traveled, and still he remains obstinate in the presence of strangers. Argos is rather exacting standards, I'm afraid. You've ridden him before. Your before meaning my after. Interesting, to certainly not unthinkable. Speaking of the here and now, a quick solution is for us to face off in a sparring match. The fuck? Demonstrate that you're capable of holding your own against me in battle, and you should convince Argus that you're worthy of his back. Ah, that's what the worthy of his back thing is for. Or, okay. That might even teach you a thing or two. Alright, interesting. Seem doubtful, but useful lesson. Useful lesson or not, certainly be a moment to remember. Memory of the distant past, cherish. Traveler out of time. I'll be enthusiastic about it. Clear mind, prepare your weapons. I'll wait for you at the clearing over yonder. Alright. And my coffee's getting cold. Oh well. Shall I begin? Be warned, I will not go easy on you. Recommend level 88.
Let neither side hold back.
What the hell?
My blade sings!
Oh shoot. Didn't see the one.
My blade sings! Impressive. I shall have to try something different. No quarter. Have a taste.
Oh shoot. Ah. Ugh. Oh man, this is annoying.
I see you won't be easily overcome, but neither will I.
Oh, what the heck? What the heck? Oh, I have to keep running while I...
Very well. Let us move to the final trial.
Oh, great. Ah, no, shit. Oh, God. Oh no. Sheesh.
Break your chains, shed your burdens, and show me your strength of will.
Oh, great. What the fuck? What the hell? Ah,
You still stand. The people of your time are more resilient than I had dared hope. I have seen enough.
Jesus. Oh my god, that was insane. That was crazy.
'Twas my intent to finish it, but clearly I underestimated you. One would think I never learn. I made the same mistake with Azam when we first sparred. Despite being less than half my age, his strength was astounding. As is yours. 'Tis plain you have weathered considerable hardship. Far more even than your tales would suggest. It seems we have both learned much on our journeys.
Wait, did I just like, do I tell them about how I'm basically just like a remnant of his Azam or whatever? I wonder.
Well now, I dare say he has warmed to you. A boon to be sure. He never forgets his favorites, and is ever eager to come to their aid.
Argos seen how this standing on the very spot where the Mattia made their departure into the night sky. With luck, we'll learn something of Hermes' intentions. Hopes that we find no connection, no festering wish for oblivion. The might of Hermes and his considerable expertise working for us rather than against us. Flower upon your return. Are we gonna go back home? Let's move over to the edge before mounting, shall we? That'll allow Argos to catch the currents rising up from below and give us a smooth ride over to the isle. Oh, I was gonna say, like, maybe he starts following us, but nah, he just goes over. Oh, an aether current. I didn't see this earlier. I suppose just back to this muzzle you've been given a go ahead to hop on. Yep. Whee! Isn't this pleasant? Argos certainly seems to think so. What was the name of that tree? I don't know. Know something. A striking specimen? Sure, I suppose. Brace yourself for landing. I wouldn't want you tumbling off at the last moment. Yeah.
Quite a small place, lacking even the most basic equipment. The present may yield no clues, but we may yet try perusing the past. Have you done this before?
Perusing the past? In a way, I think.
So you cannot control the power freely. Worry not. I shall assist you. Come and stand before me. There are two ways to see the past.
Oh, the echo.
The first entails peering through the walls of the soul in the moment a subject is recalling a memory. The second requires no subject, and is instead a process of piecing together an event from ripples left in the ambient ether. As memories are etched upon the ether of the soul, so too are they etched upon the ether of the world. In this way can history be preserved. Such memories are given to fading, however, and can prove challenging to visit. But come, let us try. Close your eyes.
All units fully functional and proceeding on course towards their respective stars. Estimated time to completion of survey is 108 cycles. End of status report. Severing connection with shared consciousness. Did you hear that, Hermes? All is well.
Yes. Good tidings at long last. Every step of the way, I've been reminded how little we understand creation. How the universe defies imagination.
But soon we won't need to speculate. We'll know the answers. What others live for.
Indeed. And we'll owe it all to you and your sisters.
I wonder what answers we will get.
Whatever intelligent beings that exist out there are bound to be vastly different from us. Diverse in form and culture, possessed of unique ways of thinking. Their conception of life and its purpose will be no exception. Completely and utterly unlike ours.
Utterly unlike... how?
I have no idea. Yet whatever answers we receive, I will not dismiss them out of hand. No, I will think earnestly on them all. And I will share them with our people, that together we may contemplate our own existence. Perhaps then our star will become a better place. Not only for man, but for all life. Meteon, though I gave you wings to soar the heavens, I did not teach you how to walk the earth. So loath was I to bind another living being. In the course of your long journey, you will learn from those you meet, learn to walk and run and so much more. And when you return, older and wiser, we will have a celebration to mark your homecoming and coming of age both.
Will there be apples? Covered in syrup?
And how are you supposed to eat them? Rather than food, perhaps... a flower. Yes. Upon your return, I will gift you a beautiful flower.
Interesting. No headache this time.
So, what is your opinion? I'm inclined to agree. As we had suspected, the two are somehow involved. Yet 'tis difficult to believe that they would deliberately seek to end all life. In light of this, I propose that we reveal your tale to Hermes himself. If he does not wish for the final days, as we believe, he may well join us in pursuing a solution. Then it is settled. Let us seek out our friend with all swiftness. 'Twould not do to let such a pure soul be blackened by tragedy.
What drove him to... his past life before becoming Fandaniel? Cherished all life. Then something must have happened for him to want to just... I don't know, purge it all. Wonder what. Maybe something happened to Medion that drove him mad or something. Anyways, there are a number of many. There are any number of places where Hermes might be in Elpis. We could do worse than a look. Was it? I don't know that first word. Hyperborea, largest facility in Northern Isle. Okay. Wonder for an institution who claims to studiously research every species destined for release until world. Do you not question how they find room for them all on so few islands? Answer lies within the land itself. I touched upon practice before back at the archives, where vast areas stitched together at multiple conceptual spaces. Same holds for the interior of the facility and its magical constructed environments. Okay. It's there within those sprawling habitats that the Chief Overseer and most of Elpis' observers conduct the bulk of their work. The simplest route is via the thing north of. Okay. Gotta go north. Upon your return. Oh, he's talking about or this. The name of this quest is talking about Medion. I'll give her a flower when she comes back. He must have tried sending her off, and then like something happened to her. Maybe that might have been it. What's this? Here's via teleporter. Modes of light yet hang in the air. Just device recently activated. Oh, okay. Good. The natives acknowledge you as my guest. You should now have the authority to use as you wish. Okay. Let me just keep going north or something. As for the way to the Hyperborea, we follow this path, turn left at the crossroads. Okay. Okay. I forgot that's an AoE. Oops. Ooh, another Aether Current. Sweet. Let's hope that thing doesn't freaking turn around to try and aggro on us. We are Grace Research Facility in Elpis. Head inside and ask for Hermes' whereabouts. Hermes is at another facility as we've just discovered. Oh, is it them? Yep. Furthermore, we've confirmed that his studies into Dynamis as well as his creation medium were entirely private pursuits. No one else spoke with it. No one else we spoke with appeared to possess Chi's depth of knowledge on the subject, and neither did we hear any tales of stolen research. Okay. Which means that if Hermes himself harbors no desire to bring down an apocalypse, then he might be recruited to help prevent one. Or so saith the illustrious Emmett Selk. According to your story, 14 divined the connection between celestial currents and final days. We're never able to pinpoint the root cause of the calamity. There are people's various minds, not to mention Ithlodeus' sharp eyes. Committed to the pursuit of solutions, such an outcome seems inconceivable. The only possible explanation is the nature of the catalyst, as if the nature of the catalyst was so inexplicable that even we failed to perceive it. And what better fits that description than the invisible, intangible Dynamis? The turn leads us to our next question. Had Hermes, in his role as Fandaniel, not recognized the subject of his own research? Let's assume that he either knew and was unable to help, or that he was otherwise prevented from identifying the cause in the first place. At this juncture, all we can do is speculate. To be clear, competition does not tolerate acts of deception or malice. You're practicing at perceiving the truth, and would have known had Fandaniel lied to us. Hermes has no conscious wish for the world to end. Of that, I am certain. It seems that there's more to the tale after all. Conduct an investigation of our own. Comforting. We seem to have reached the exact same conclusion. Yep. I see no reason to delay further. It's time we brought Hermes into the fold, as it were. It's probably just gonna make up some excuse like, "Oh, I didn't do this for you," or blah blah blah. Savior thinks I did not say that I believed your ridiculous story. As I'm itself, I have a duty to examine any potential threat to our existence. No matter how ludicrous or personally offensive I may find it. Alright. And then there's Ithlodeus just laughing in the back. Okay. And with that, I will continue this next part another time.